as far as my tattooing thing, I always had an interest in it, you know.
Did you see tattoos like when you were a kid?
Oh, sure. I mean, because I come from a rough and tumble neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and that was always, back then it was, you know, it was like a staple for, you know, hooligans.
Absolutely.
You know, being tattooed up, you know.
But even today, young kids are fascinated by tattoos. You know, I could see back in that era, it would be the same kind of thing. Like, oh, look at that guy. He's got a tattoo. That's tough, you know.
Yeah, that's it. You know, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know? So my mother said, don't ever come home with a tattoo, you know. God, sorry, Mom. You know, you know, I never was one to listen. She said I never played with guns either.
Oh.
Anyway. Yeah, so I don't know. Moving around, you know, the old man had a greasy spoon kind of diner, you know, when I was young. So I grew up washing dishes and that, and seeing all the truckers and all the bikers of the day. They were like the Marlon Brando types, you know, like the wild one, you know, bikers and yeah. So
well, bikers and truckers got around the country too, so they would probably get tattoos in different areas, you know.
Yeah. So that's you know, I'd see all of these characters coming in. I always stare at the tattoos, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then one time, my old man, you know, my old man was the hardest guy in the world to work for. I'm telling you, man. You know, it's like a revolving door, you know, with employees. You know, but anyway, he had one counter guy. He was a retired circus man. He was a tattooed man in the circus, you know, and his name was Sanford Silly.
Sanford Silly,
yeah. And you know, he was all, you know, and he was the first time I've seen anybody that was like totally fucking tattooed up.
Really?
I mean, not from the, you know, nothing from the neck up. And
yeah, but he had like lots of connecting tattoos.
Yeah, oh yeah, the whole thing, man. You know, that was like everything but his you know, his head.
Right.
And it's like, you know, was mesmerized. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Nice enough guy, real quiet, didn't have much to say, but you know, he was on all the shows from Ringling Brothers on down, you know.
Oh, wow.
When Ringling Brothers had side shows and stuff.
Sure.
But he was an old guy. He was probably in his 60s by then, you know, just, you know, flipping burgers, you know.
What year do you think that was?
That was probably 58 or 59.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. It was, maybe even 57. You know, trying to think of how old I was. I was probably, I was probably about 9 years old, I guess. So that's probably 57, yeah.
Well, that's another vocation, like carnies and circus folk, they got around too, so you've got a lot of work in different areas, you know?
Yeah. So, fortunately, early in my career, well, anyway, I'm skipping ahead, you know, like I say, good thing for editing.
Right.
So, yeah, I kind of fucked around as a teenager in I think it was Popular Mechanics magazine. You know, I was always reading the ads, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was one, learn tattooing in your spare time.
Yes.
No skill required.
Send $1 for illustrated information. So I sent $1, you know, and I got a Milton's Ice catalog.
There you go.
Right? So, and they had like all these pages of Flash and stuff. And I was like, oh man, I was in seventh heaven. Although, you know, there were postage size pictures.
You have to use an eye loop to see it, right? Yeah.
But, like going to junior high school, there was a candy store right on the way. You know, a candy store in New York they sell newspapers, you know, a soda fountain, cigarettes, this bullshit sandwiches, you know, and it was a place to hang out. You know, they usually have a booth or two. And So I used to sit in there and had a pocket full of colored pens, and I would draw, pictures on
Little designs, yeah.
draw designs on the kids, like draw fake tattoos on them.
Oh, that's awesome, yeah.
And I do it like cigarettes or buy me a fucking soda or whatever.
Well, yeah, totally.
So, I kind of got that style down, I was able to just fucking wing them, like freehand all that shit on here, So it was kind of cool.
Studying that Zeus catalog. All right.
But see, the thing was, it was a 20-lesson correspondence course in how to tattoo, right?
Yeah, correspondence course.
Yeah, right? So it was like every 2 weeks you get a thing in the mail, with your next, well, there was different ways you could do this, so there was a way with, like, every, the correspondence thing, every 2 weeks you get or I don't know, it might have been once a week or every 2 weeks, I don't know, one of those. But anyway, you got lessons like how to build needle bars, say. And there would be a thing on how to mix ink, or how to do this or do that, And it wasn't very comprehensive, they didn't really break it down step by step.
Was it in depth,
In depth, yeah, kind of shit. It was like, how to make needle bars. Well, the needle bars, they say a lot of the guys make their own stuff they use bicycle spokes, right?
Mm.
So, but they didn't say bicycle spokes like from like an English racer. I'm going out and getting bicycle spokes like from a fucking Schwinn, and they're like about as thick as a nail.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Then you try to build it, like bend a little loop on the end.
Yeah.
Like come on, man. It's like, but you don't know any better.
Correspondence course.
Yeah.
How much did that cost? The course, wasn't it like $100 for the whole course or
Well,
something?
it was. There was different ways to do it. You could pay as you go,
Right.
or you could pay so much up front, and then you will get like a skimpy little tattoo outfit, to work with. Or you could pay for the whole thing up front, and you get all your lessons at once, and you get a deluxe tattoo kit, which is what I opted for. But that costs like about $200, right?
Yeah.
Now, it might as well have been $20,000
exactly.
when I was a kid. Like that. We ain't gonna get fucking $200 and stay out of jail. So
learn in jail.
The real correspondence course.
Yeah.
Right.
On-hand learning.
Yeah. But anyway, so it was one of those things. Every year I would send for new catalog. It's like send $1. Please send me your new 1963 fucking catalog.
Right.
And, it'd always be the same one.
Yeah.
So never changed.
Is that still the Zeiss catalog, or
we're still the Zeiss?
Yeah. Was it? This is all pre-Smalley and Rogers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like just black and red, wasn't it? Or would they have colors on the flash? Was it like black, red, and green, maybe?
Yeah, you had usually black, red, and green. Sometimes you'd have yellow in there because, well, with the tattoo kit that I finally got, which I did after I got out of the military, by the way, because I got a surprise tax refund check that I didn't know I was going to get.
Nice.
So I didn't have it pre-spent,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit, it's like, what am I going to do with this money? He said, why don't I send away for that tattoo shit I've always wanted,
There you go.
Okay.
So I did it, and of course I've had people wanting tattoos even before I got it,
Yeah.
And the day I got it, I'm getting friends. I didn't even get the shit out of the box. Like, tattoo me.
Oh, yeah.
Let me read the fucking book. I don't know anything about it. How did you
So this is after you got back from the service?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had people lined up before you even opened the damn box.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I hand poked some tattoos before I went in, and while I was in the service.
Sure.
I did hand poke stuff, but electric machine.
It's a whole different ballgame
Yeah, it
now.
was. Now, okay, I've jumped ahead, but I got my first tattoo in 1964 at the New York World's Fair was going on, 64, 65, you know. And reason I remember that is because I told my old man I was going to the World's Fair, but I fucking went to get tattooed instead.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
But see, it was illegal in New York City at the time, so this is all underground shit. So I had to go to 48th Street and 8th Avenue and hang out in front of this bar, you know, and just loiter.
Just kind of loiter and look like you wanted a tattoo.
Yeah, I mean, you're on the street, you know, and then somebody will come out like, hey, what do you guys want, you know, and we're gonna get tattooed. Oh yeah, how many are you, you know?
Oh, nice.
So,
yeah.
You know.
It's like a magazine shop or something outside behind the bar or what?
No. Well, okay. The very first time, you know, it was on 48th Street and 8th Avenue. It was across from the bar. You didn't have to do that, stand in front of the bar shit. Because there was a cabinet shop that was across the street. So you go into the cabinet shop and, you know, hey, what do you want? I want to get tattooed. They look you over, you know.
Yeah, give me the ones over.
How old are you? You know,
Yeah.
18, you know, like, shit, I was 14.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, how much money you got, you know? So anyway, they took us into, like, the office. There was 3 of us. There was always one guy that's like, let me do the talking.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, he's already been through the routine, you know, so he knew the whole initiation thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the way, it's a procedure, you know.
I've been here before. I'm gonna make the introduction, and then you'll be in. Yeah.
So it was me, my buddy Larry Winston, and, you know, my buddy Ross. He was the guy that was, like, doing the talk, and he's already had a few tattoos from the same guy, you know. So we pull our money together, you know. Like I had $7, Winston had $13, and Ross had $2, right?
Ross!
Get it together.
Always Ross!
Hey, you brought the talking to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a 24, 25.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know.
This was like
you know,
64?
Huh?
Was this like 64, you said? 1964? Yeah, about that.
Yeah. So, and you're looking around, you know, and like there's no designs or nothing. So you reach under the thing, pull down like a big fucking window shade, man.
Like under one of the cabinets in the cabinet store?
Yeah, you know, it was like in the mold hidden in there because of the cops, you know.
Well, yeah.
They got busted, you know, every now and then, you know, so. Anyway, they pull the thing down, you know, you got like, oh, here's a like section of eagles and section of hearts and flowers and this and that and blah, 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 you know.
Sure, that's
And,
awesome.
Then you pick out, well, you know, can we get this, and this for like, you know, 20 something, you know, whatever it was, $21, $24, you know. Like, yeah, okay, you know, so. Me and Winston got these little hot stuff devils, and Ross, who had $2, he gets this big fucking
Ross!
you know,
Damn it!
you got one of them hoochie coochie girls that he could, you know,
cool.
make dance on there. You know?
Yes.
Ross is gonna end up owing some sandwiches or something over
Yeah.
here. That's it.
Some bubble gum.
But anyway, it was the whole routine, you know, like, you know, you sit down on the guy had like a desk, you sit down there and he had one of them old cathedral type radios, right?
Yeah.
So he just like flipped it back and there was his machines and his ink sticking in there.
That's awesome.
And the little dials were, you know, like, you know, this fucking
The radio dials with the power.
that's awesome.
Oh, that's
You know.
awesome.
So, you know, they put the shit together, you know. Okay, you know, you get the old thing out, shave the arm, put the, you know, the old plastic stencil bap on there, you know, with the charcoal.
Oh, yeah. Acetates, dude.
Yeah, you know, light a cigarette. By the time you're putting it out, you're looking at it in the mirror, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, like, does it hurt? No.
Not hurting mine. 14-year-old, I mean 18-year-old. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Damn, that hot stuff is hot.
Yeah,
That's a spicy one.
Yeah.
So of course Ross went first because like, hey, I'll show you how it's done.
Yeah, watch me.
And
Just watch what I do.
Yeah, because I want to make sure I get mine.
Right. Let me show you how it's done. I'm going to get the biggest one and float on your dime. Right? Like, Jesus.
So anyway, we got it tattooed. The next day, I instantly regretted. I felt like shit. Oh my god, what did I do? Oh my god, I fucking because I felt real guilty about it because my mother never wanted me to get tattooed, and she was dead. She died in '61. And I was just feeling like real bad.
Was it on your arm?
Yeah,
like
it was
arm?
like it. Yeah, it was on here.
Upper right arm. Yeah,
they're covered up now. So.
Well, sure.
Yeah, so it was high up, so you could hide it with a T-shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't forget, I still had to go to school, and I still had to, all this, and I want to hide it from the old man because, holy shit, the old man was a fucking asshole. So last thing I needed was, butt heads with him over a fucking tattoo.
Yeah, no shit.
So anyway, I hid that from him for years, and it was then when I got home from boot camp leave. I figured I don't give a shit if he sees it now, and he looked at me, you got a tattoo? I said, you're stupid, and that was the end of it. I'm thinking, I had all this anxiety all these years, and that's all he's going to say is, you're stupid. He was calling me stupid my whole life anyway. So it was like nothing. It was like a free pass, Like, shit, man, But anyway, so it was after that when I got my second, those guys got busted, it was old Howie. Howie was a tattoo guy, down there, and his partner, Tony Polito, was, he was the one that was doing it from the bar. See, Howie, if he was talking to a young guy, the cops would bust him, He was so hot, from getting tattooed, but busted for tattooing for so long, But anyway, hanging out, the second tattoo I got was same place but across the street, hang out in front of the bar. And
right.
The guy will come out, hey, what do you want to get? Tattoos, how many are you? The usual shit, But this guy, would come out and he'd drive you to his house in Long Island. If it was worth as well. Now you're out of the city,
Oh, yeah.
So you're in a different county, so it was no big deal.
Yeah.
So he tattoos you at his kitchen table, and pay him up. You get the money up front.
Yeah.
Tattoo you, then bring you back, drop you off where where he picked you up.
Curbside service. Nice.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
So that was.
This is better than the cabinet shop.
It was because at least this guy's kitchen table.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So that, and I got my third tattoo the same way.
What were those two tattoos?
One was the second one was a rose with a banner that said "Mom, Dad" on it.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Yeah, you can't.
And then the third one I got was after boot camp. I got out of boot camp and I got a eagle with USMC in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's gone now too. So is the other one. Then the fourth I got in San Juan, Puerto Rico by Ace Harlan, the guy that the Flash
out there, yeah.
And then the fifth I got from Davy Jones at Lyle Tuttle's thing up there. And that was all before I started tattooing.
You're laying the groundwork.
But now the hand poke stuff. Okay, my friend Ross again.
God damn it, Ross.
Ross. He was the one that conned me into because I was drawing all of these tattoos.
Yeah, he's probably going, hey, that looks good.
Yeah.
I got $2. Do it on me.
Well, he didn't even need the $2. Ah, come on.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know how to do it. Yeah, I'll show you. Like, you take the 3 needles and you tie up the little thing. Stick your hand poking thing in there, So I did like a Playboy bunny on him, and I did, his initials and some fancy ass fucking bullshit. Which, of course, I don't think I've ever did anything that would hand poke that looked really professional. You know what I mean? It might have been a little nicer hand poke stuff that you might see from kids that can't spell and can't get the letters straight. That kind of shit. But I don't like doing it. It was too tedious.
Yeah, time consuming.
Yeah.
But then, like a lot of times, I have done it, when I was in the Marine Corps. You're out in fucking, you're sitting in Cuba in Guantanamo Bay. You got nothing to do out there. You're on the, you're on the fence post. You're supposed to be guarding the fences, but you could see for like ever.
Right.
It's just kind of like to keep Castro from trying to
Like
storm
something
the
off.
fences and shit,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So we sit there, it's like poking some guy, one of the guys with like girlfriends that they're gonna dump him and send him a Dear John letter sooner or later.
You were making the foundation for good cover-ups later, right?
That's it.
Don't we all?
Yeah, future business, dude.
Yeah.